Hey guys, Rob Sports Cards here, back with another video, and today I want to go over some recent transactions on my eBay store. I'll put a link in the description box to my eBay store. I recently sold a 4-card Tom Brady lot. That shipment has already been made, but I'll show another 4-card lot of Tom Brady that's available on my eBay store right now. The GOAT of quarterbacks, Tom Brady. You know, I'm a kid of the 80s, and I never thought there would be a guy that could surpass Joe Montana in terms of overall greatness as a quarterback. And Tom Brady, this is what, 2012 base card tops. Tom Brady managed to do it. I didn't think it was possible, especially after his 2 Super Bowl losses to the Giants. You know, I thought, like, oh, come on. Joe Montana would not lose a Super Bowl, especially twice, to a team that he was heavily favored to beat. So I thought that was the end of the entire Tom Brady GOAT conversation, but then he just kept winning and winning and winning and winning, and he ends up with 7 total Super Bowls. So I think you got to give it up to him at this point. This is 2011 Prestige base card Tom Brady. And I know that he was super duper protected in his time, a luxury that Joe Montana didn't have. But still, I mean, you know, 7 Super Bowls, that's outrageous. Joe Montana, I would say this, for all his accomplishments, and he's noted for his accuracy, he's noted for his clutch ability in the Super Bowl. This is 2021 magnitude, Tom Brady. For all of the things that he's recognized for, I don't think people recognize just how tough Joe Montana was. He was only, what, 6'1", a buck 90, played in a brutal era of pro football that Tom Brady didn't have to play in. That's not Brady's fault. I'm just reporting factual stuff to you that Joe Montana just took beating after beating routinely that Brady didn't have to take. And there were 2, this is 2022 select base card Tom Brady in his Michigan college jersey. 2 brutal hits that I remember in the playoffs, and they both happened against the Giants. 1986 in the playoffs. And the Giants went on to win the Super Bowl that year. Jim Burt was a defensive lineman that was known to wear the tightest uniform in NFL history. He got through and hit Joe Montana up under the armpit and then lifted him off the ground and just like slammed him to the turf. And the ball was a wounded duck that was intercepted by Lawrence Taylor and run back for a pick 6. Knocked him out of the game. And then 1990 NFC Championship game against the Giants, Leonard Marshall D-tackle out of LSU, blindside hit. Joe Montana suffered multiple injuries on that play and missed the entire next season. And that's what gave way to Steve Young, who started his great quarterback journey in 1991. So, you know, just thinking about the brutal hits that Joe Montana at that slight frame endured and kept coming back for more. Tough as nails, but I still think that that all being said, Tom Brady has eventually surpassed what Joe Cool was able to do. This was already sold. This is a 4-card duplicate lot of Shaq Daddy 92-93 Stadium Club Members Choice, all of the same card, and I have like 400 more of these same cards. And happy to divest a little bit out of this card. And I would say that one man's burden is another man's treasure. Like I remember going to a card show. I had a table, and I had a $5 lot. Like a bin, a $5 bargain bin type deal of old retro basketball cards I'm trying to get rid of. And this little girl, 9, 10 years old at most, was flipping through the lot, flipping through the bin, and found a 90/91 Fleer Michael Jordan. You know what? With the card with his tongue hanging out as he's dunking. And this is a card. I mean, I have dozens of that card, and to me, it's not really a big deal. I don't. I'm happy to get rid of those types of cards when I can. But this little girl thought it was so awesome, and it made her day. You could see her eyes light up. She was so excited that she found a Michael Jordan card and it was only $5. She must have heard through her uncle or dad or mom or older brother or something how awesome Jordan was, and was happy to pick up the card for a small little $5 fee. So like these cards make a difference in people's lives, even if it's bothersome to you that you have like 8 or 10 or 15 of the same card. It could make somebody's day. That's the whole point of the story. So this card I just picked up as a PC investment piece. This is a 2024 Bowman Chrome Jackson Holliday Fuchsia Refractor out of 299, Gem 10. And this falls in line with my game plan moving forward in the hobby. I want to pick guys that are pretty good but have room to grow, and they have upside. Like my Andre Dawson cards and my Don Mattingly cards and my Dave Winfield cards. They don't have a lot of upside. So I'd like to condense, consolidate, and then add investment pieces like this, or like CJ Stroud, the card that I showed in a previous video, or Paolo Banchero, stuff like that. This falls into my wheelhouse. Inexpensive, but yeah, he has room to grow. He's having a good season. Not a great season, not a all-world beater type season, but for $65, a serial numbered PSA 10 rookie card. That's kind of what I want to do in the hobby, Get into better cards with more upside while condensing, consolidating what I do have. So that's about it. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and I'll catch you next time.